diabetic, non-hypertensive, with a history of insomnia for quite some time, probably around 3 years. When I asked her to describe her insomnia, she said there is difficulty in falling asleep. She has to count sheep at night or try to read a book to be able to get sleepy. And then when she does fall asleep, it's not a restful sleep. She has a very hard time maintaining sleep, usually getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning. For her OB/GYN history, she has no history of pregnancy. Her menstrual cycle is about 31 days in between cycles, no missed periods. Her menses are described as dark color with a few clumps. On the days of her menses, usually she uses about 3 to 4 sanitary napkins filled. Usually it is stronger on day 1 and 2, and usually on day 3 to day 5, it's about 2 napkins per day. During her menses, she would regularly experience dysmenorrhea or hypogastric pain on day 1 and 2. She said it would come regularly every month. It's relieved by taking in a pain reliever. She said she takes mefenamic acid. Complaints also of headache and body malaise at the start of her menses. When I had asked her how she had described her headache, she said she felt like it's something that is like a towel that is wrapped on her head and quite heavy. When I saw her up to the time of the last treatment, she was on prednisone at 20 milligrams once a day, on multivitamin supplements once a day, and she started taking on her own melatonin, 8 milligrams at bedtime to help her go to sleep. Although she said that it doesn't help much, but her sleep is a bit earlier than when she doesn't take her melatonin. So, putting all of these things in consideration, the history, the presentation of her menses, and the experience of dysmenorrhea, headaches, insomnia, the flushing face together with the tongue and the pulse, I had come up with a diagnosis of blood stasis, with stagnation, with dampness. And of course, since um, the systemic lupus erythematosus, the underlying problem would also be iron deficiency. So I plan to nourish her yin to clear the heat and to remove blood stasis. Okay, this was my initial plan when I first saw her. On her first visit, I saw her. She had just finished her menstruation. She was post-menses. So I decided to use urinary bladder cervicinin 18 to move blood, large intestine 11 to expel the heat, heart 7 and do 20 to help with her Shen and her insomnia, the extra point Mafeng on for pain on the fingers and Maxi for pain on the toes. Calm her Shen because she would always be anxious and worried. I gave her Yin Tang and Shen Ting. Because I saw her post menses, so I decided to nourish blood and kidney. So I also put spleen 6, liver 8, stomach 36, and kidney 6. So this was her first visit. I had asked her to come on a weekly basis so that I could see the progress of her cycle, of her menstrual cycle. So after the first visit, she came back a little late, around 2 weeks after. Um, so when I saw her tongue was still the same and her pulses were still the same. Although she did say that the tenderness on her wrist and her joints was better, there still was joint stiffness and coldness on her tips of her fingers and the tips of her toes. So I decided to continue the points that I did last time for her blood, the heat, the insomnia, control the pain on the fingers and toes, and also to calm her shin. But I added other points since she was already at mid-cycle when I saw her. So at mid-cycle, I had to change the plan also to add nourish the essence, tonify kidney yang, harmonize the chong and the ren meridian. So I added lang 7 on the right side, kidney 6 on her left side, spleen 4 on the right, pericardium 6 on the left, and stomach 36. Think that this would actually help with her cycle and also with her complaints. So after the second visit, she had called me up and told me that her insomnia had a bit improved. But she still had difficulty in sleeping, but her sleep pattern was a lot longer now. And she felt a little rested. Joint pain and tenderness was still there, but lesser. From a scale of 8, she said it would be around 4. On her third visit, she was almost at the start of her menses, 4 days prior to her menses. So I did the same points. The blood, expel the heat, help resolve her insomnia, and of course control pain on her fingers and toes. Shin. But since I know this is pre-menses, I wanted to move liver 3. So I added liver 3, large intestine 4, and spleen 6, hoping that this would help. So on her third visit, she did, um, she said that she hasn't had much pain because usually pre-menses she would have a bit of abdominal discomfort, but this time there was none. There was no pain also on her buttocks. Because sometimes she said prior to the menses she would have pain. But on her fourth visit, she arrived again because she did not come back right away. She came back, she was already at mid-cycle again of the menstruation. Okay, so her complaint then was still with a bit of tenderness, but a score of 3/10. Sleep was a little more longer at 6 hours, but of course still getting up at bit at around 2 or 3 in the morning. Pain on her fingers was almost gone. Although anxiousness was a little bit, she said she was able to come to terms with her condition, and she still is hopeful to get pregnant. So since it was mid-cycle, I wanted to have this lessons again, like Idiyang, harmonize the chong and the remittance. So I did the lung 7 on the right, kidney 6 on the left, spleen 4 on the right, and the pericardium 6 on the left. I also added stomach 33. After this visit, she did not come back. It was 3 months. No effects. So I thought she was just lost communication and maybe she had given up. But then on the fourth month after the last visit, she called me up. And she told me that after a month, after the fourth visit, and 2 weeks after that, she had a positive pregnancy test. So she was very happy about it. The abuse happened. She did not come back because since she was pregnant, her family wanted her to go back to the province where they could take care of her. So this was my last and fourth visit, although I still contacted her through text and advised her of foods that are good for blood for her. And I also monitored because I said the pregnancy may be a bit difficult because of her systemic glucose issues. However, happily, she did have a bit of a spike in her blood pressure. Even there was no other complaints. Although her joint stiffness would come and go, but it was a bit better, and she would still have some headaches. So, in result of my treatment, I got this invitation a few weeks ago. This is her baby now. She is to be Christian. I was asked to attend being godparents of the child. So I'm very, very happy because at least I hope acupuncture really helped this patient in getting pregnant, and I hope that further treatments would help also her systemic possibility. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Such that Gina, this case very impressive to me because in the mother has many unfortunately things, but finally he has a very good and very happy baby to her. So I think this case is very good. And now, does anyone has question about this case? Does anyone have question? I think this case is very good. And in Taiwan, besides the acupuncture, we also use some Chinese medicine to help and maybe I think maybe we can more improve this stuff. So, Dr. Lai, 赖尚志老师 online, maybe you can show some opinion about this case.
Here I have some suggestion. That is in the cornea active stage of this disease, the symptom of yin deficiency and the internal heat are most common. So it is not suitable to take the tonic such as the ginseng, angelica, and astragalus, or Siquan decoction, something else, because this herb of the tonics may increase the disease, the symptoms. Above is my suggestions.
Thanks, Dr. Lai. And does anyone has some opinion about this case? I show some of my opinion. In my experience, if I want to increase, if my patient have some immune system disease, I will increase his kidney yin and kidney yang. So in my choose the acupuncture, I often choose the kidney 6 and the kidney 7 with a pair of acupoint to increase his kidney function. And besides kidney function, I also choose the 董事 acupoint about the 肾关, about the they call the 三黄穴. I don't know how to. Maybe Dr. Regina knows this. This can, in my opinion, in my experience, it can increase the kidney function. And besides this, and if the patient has blood stasis, I also use the pericardial meridian to increase his blood flow. And I will use besides the pericardium, maybe I also use the liver fold, Tai Chong, to increase his body, his blood flow. So I think in this case, many acupoint Dr. Regina use is very good, and maybe I can use in my patient to try. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Regina. Okay.
Thank you for also the advice of the point. I will also take note of this for the succeeding patient.
And does anyone have a question? If okay, I think this is very good case. We learn we learn many things in this case. And now, if no one has.
I apologize, doctor, because I did not have any pictures because the patient refused to let me take a picture of her tongue, so I didn't have any pictures to show you.
Oh, that's okay. I think I can to check it to search this. Thank you very much. Okay, and if we have no question, we can close this seminar. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Regina. Thank you, Professor Lai. Thank you, everyone.
Professor Lai,
Bye.
thank
See
you.
you.
See you.